Hey yo, stay safe world. You already know what's going on. We gotta talk about the situation with Kanye basically going on Drink Champs saying that George Floyd was not killed by the police.
Hit him with the fentanyl. If you look, the guy's knee wasn't even on his neck.
But he was actually killed by fentanyl. And he also compares George Floyd to Virgil and shit. We're gonna get right into it now and the reason why he does this. But before we do, I'm gonna need y'all to like, comment, subscribe. We gonna run this up, man. And if you didn't know already, make sure y'all check out the fucking link in the description. Make sure y'all cop some merch, help support the channel. Even if you don't wanna cop anything, yo, just go check the link in the bio. Let's go. So earlier last night, yesterday, this whole Drink Champs interview, the second interview that Kanye basically has done in a year for Drink Champs, basically came out. And in this interview, he actually goes as far as to say that he is the real person that knows about George Floyd. And he starts talking about the far right conspiracy that everyone's been saying for a minute, that's been on the far right. They've all been saying that George Floyd was really a drug addict and he wasn't cool and he died because of something that occurred with fentanyl. First they said fentanyl, then they said heart attack. They can't even make up their mind. They change their mind every year. First they were saying he died from a heart attack that was unrelated. Then he said that he died from a fucking fentanyl overdose and shit, apparently now. According to the Candace Owens George Floyd documentary, which is I guess what Kanye is talking about. It's called The Real George Floyd Story. It's a fucking coon version of the George Floyd situation and shit. And it's just a 2-hour documentary, whole situation and shit which went down, and basically they blame the victim and the nigga that was in it. And then in the interview, Kanye West even goes as far as to say that the police weren't really on his neck like that. But it's if you look at the pictures of it, it's totally he was on his neck. But whether or not that killed him, I guess that is up for debate. We don't really even fucking know. But honestly, he could have been imagine getting your neck held to the fucking cement like that and them just holding you for fucking 9 minutes or whatever the case be, however long. It's not right. Whether he died or not from that situation or not, the way that he was holding his neck on the ground is not right, because otherwise police experts and shit like that from other places would have objectively not been coming out saying that that was wrong, and people would have not changed their policing habits if that were the case. That shit is in no way, even if someone did a crime that was petty as fuck, doesn't mean that he should be held like that. And it's just on the far right thing that people talk about oh, his past and all this other shit like that. So Kanye's definitely drinking the Kool-Aid of the far right. He's also drinking the Kool-Aid of Candace Owens, who I don't even know, is Candace Owens the best person to quote off this shit? He just might not know, and they're kind of taking advantage of his mental illness and shit at this point. But this man be quoting Candace Owens this facts, it's the Bible and shit. Honestly, all these people are fake Republicans. They don't even really believe what they're saying. It's all grift, if you know what I mean. This all just trying to come up on ways how to make money off the people who are dumb as fuck. And honestly, I guess that's what Kanye's really doing and shit. I mean, with the whole situation that he goes down now, I mean, he be selling a whole bunch of shit. And people love his shoes and shit, but do people even really buy the Gap shit like that? Honestly, I don't even fucking know. But that's besides the case. He basically went into detail about it, and he actually went even further and said when he looked at George Floyd, it reminded him of Virgil and shit like that, bro. Honestly, this man's mind is all over the place. People were taking this one snippet out of it, and they were saying that he was basically saying that George Floyd was not killed by the police, which granted, it does kind of seem like that, but then at the same time, when you listen to the quote, it sounds like he said that the police were the ones that fucking put fentanyl in him. I mean, that's what it sounds like he was saying. And he always be having a controversial thing to say. I honestly don't even understand why. I think part of it is mental illness, and he doesn't really even know what the fuck is going on. I mean, it's hard to tell. None of us really know what's going on, but honestly, Kanye is like all over the place with his beliefs and his thoughts and all that type of shit. So it's like you can't even really like take what he says like as bond, like word isn't bond in that kind of nigga case. Like at the end of the day, like he just be saying whatever the fuck is the first thing that come to his mind. So we can't just like listen to him and think that what he's saying is right. Honestly, they need to take his phone away from him because like he's about to get deplatformed on everything, especially with the Jewish shit that he was saying. Like, bruh, like honestly, like the people that are really still following him are on some real like on their knees gurgling his nuts type shit, because it's like I don't even understand like how anyone could listen to what he's saying and say, oh yeah, what he's saying is real. Like, nah, what he's saying is complete cap. He's just be saying like conspiracy theories from the far right and shit with no real factual evidence or anything. It's not, he never really brings facts to the table. Like that's not really his forte. His forte is just saying stuff that will get people mad because he feels like that's the fastest way for him to be relevant. But as he sees, he lost fucking Goldman Sachs as like a bank for his Yeezy empire. So at the end of the day, man, it's like, yo, what exactly do you expect him to fucking like, when do you think he's gonna stop? Like he's never gonna fucking stop, man. But hey, let me know in the comments what y'all think about this situation and what he said and if there's any truth to it, because really we don't really even know, man. But if y'all got any evidence or anything, let me know in the comments. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. Go check out the merch in the motherfucking description, guys.